All right, let's chat about stock screeners. So, very important, right? At the Trade the Pool, we're short-term swing traders to day traders. So, it's pretty important that we are able to find things that are in play. That's one advantage of trading stocks versus futures or any other market out there is that there should always be something moving. So, I'm going to focus on some free options that you can have here. I think that that's a perfectly fine way to go to get started when you've kind of achieved profitability. If you want something a little bit more customizable that you can download and pay for, there are options out there as well. But I think for most people watching this video to get started, start with something free. You can get probably 80-90% of what you need from there. And we're going to go over two. So without further ado, let's just pop into it here. We're going to start here with TradingView. So TradingView is who I use for charting. With the charting, they actually have some stock screeners. So tradingview.com/screener is kind of where you find this at. And pretty easy to then go and customize, right? You can check your different markets here. Again, we're going to focus obviously on stocks. Then all you end up doing, you just hit this plus button. And from here, you have a whole bunch of drop downs of different technical indicators or market related data, fundamentals, all that kind of stuff. You can go through there as well. And then you can also search, right? And then after that, things become pretty simple as well, right? So I'm just going to put price into this scanner right here. And you can see something pops up and I can use some of the pre-built ones. Do I want, price above a moving average or below a moving average or something like that? But let's say I just only want this to look at stocks over $5. I can just go take a look and say above or equal to the value of $5 and hit apply. Now, I am looking for stocks that have done more in the pre-market, or at least 200 more than 50,000 shares in the pre-market and are above $5. And then it generating this list, you can see pretty much every 10 seconds or so. And I can look and I can just sort it by here's the stocks that are gapped up the most today. If I click this is the stocks that are gapping down the most today using these conditions. And then these are the stocks that have done the most pre-market volume. Very easy way to start going through and seeing what's happened, because if you're looking at the stocks that are doing the most volume in the pre-market, generally speaking, they will have some news or catalyst. And if they're doing the most in the pre-market, then quite often, right off the open, the beginning part of the day, they will also be doing a lot of volume. So names like Disney, for example, reported earnings today. Nvidia, you'll always pretty much see here because it's very commonly traded stocks, but gives you, again, just a basic list. Because what we're trying to do with a stock screener is we're trying to take the entire universe of thousands of stocks that we could potentially trade, and we are trying to narrow that down to what we can trade today. So that's one. The other one I would obviously check out is FinViz. It's an OG. It's been around for a very long time. Finviz.com/screener. Both very using kind of generic names and the same type of idea, just drop down boxes that you can play with. So if we go into kind of the technicals here, say we're looking for swing trades this time, and we're going to look for stocks that are, say, pretty oversold. Then we can just go to the RSI section and we can say oversold right here. So, yeah, 10 or under. We can go and click, and we'll just filter this whole universe of stocks that have an RSI that is 10 or under. You can go take a look at the charts behind them. You can see the chart that's right here. You could say oversold under 20, that will expand the list, and you just see all of the charts of stocks where the RSI is under 20. And then again, you can obviously put in volume, price performance, all of that as well. So I would definitely get started uh, here or in TradingView, just because it's going to give you a pretty good way to figure out what it is that you want. And then when you hit the level of customization, that's when you can start to potentially look to buy a screener or get into something that does a little bit fancier stock screening or stock selection. But in the beginning, I think you essentially want to find some type of setup for, again, day trading, short-term swing trading, which would be show me stocks that are doing a lot of volume right now, show me stocks with expanded normal ranges, show me stocks that are overbought, oversold, hitting major moving averages, and that's the kind of stuff here you can find for free. When it gets, again, you start to get profitable and you want to kind of fine tune a strategy, that's when you can get a little bit more specific. So again, check out FinViz, check out TradingView. These are a great place to get started when you're looking to screen stocks.